What's up, cool people? How is everybody doing today? Welcome to the final live stream, my final live stream of the year of 2024. So, it's gonna be the usual Tuesday kind of stream. In fact, I'm kind of glad that it worked out like this, because we're gonna get to finish up the Bible study of First Kings, and then we'll get to have some more Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. I don't know. Maybe we'll be finishing up Ven's, like, you know, story section of the game. I don't know. But I do know for sure we'll be finishing First Kings. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on after, well, in 2 days, I'll be going on a trip, heading up to see my family for Christmas and New Year's, and then I'll be back the week after New Year's, I guess. Sometime probably around January 5th is when I would say I'll make it back. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for today and a little bit into the future. Once I get back from all that, I don't know, we'll see, because there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm going to be doing as far as, like, job search and other things like that that I've kind of been putting on hold until after this trip. But anyway, alrighty. Let me go ahead and run the early Twitch ad break, and then we'll hop into the Bible study here like usual. I don't know why I decided to put extra emphasis on the L there, but oh well. Alright, so, let me pull this up. I would hope I'm not gonna have any issues with recording, at least. I know sometimes streams, I like get frames coming and going a little bit, but yeah. The only reason I bring that up is just because I was doing some other stuff earlier today, and like Discord was kind of having some issues. That could just be a Discord thing on its own, but sometimes it indicates other possibilities of just more general computer issues. But anyway, hopefully it's just Discord that was having issues. Real quick before we hop in, just want to say thanks to Assassinator Steph for the follow from Saturday. We rated her channel per the suggestion, or even like channel point redemption more accurately, of Ferric. So yeah, which, by the way, if there's much of any streamer that needs support lately, she's probably one. Her and her family were, or she and her family, anyway, her family was very much affected by, like, the hurricanes and stuff in the southeast US. So, yeah. As much as I might want some support here and there, I don't need it as bad as her, probably. So if you're looking to, you know, be generous to someone, she'd be a solid choice. Anywho, okay. On to the Bible study. The first chapter is going to be pretty normal length. Second chapter might go a tinge on the longer side. So yeah. These will be the final two chapters of First Kings, though. I suppose we'll hop right in and see what all we read and learn about. Alright, so we are looking at 1 Kings chapter 21, and there's been a lot of stuff about different kings in Israel and Judah, but especially Israel for the past couple of chapters. I mean, back in chapter 18, Elijah the prophet entered the scene and did some cool stuff. Actually, maybe 17 was when he first came. I don't know. Somewhere around there. But he's been a factor lately. And then, I guess, King Ahab was at war with Ben-Hadad of Aram. And so all sorts of just conflict and tensions and stuff like that going around. Meanwhile, Elijah's concerned for his life. Not only because of the conflicts going on, but because, like, there's a prominent woman. I'm not entirely sure if she's the queen or just has an official position of some sort or whatever. But anyway, prominent woman named Jezebel who kind of has it out for the prophets of God. But I digress. That's just kind of general things that have been happening in 1 Kings lately. And, yeah. Time to hop into this chapter and see what happens from here. So here we go. 1 Kings chapter 21. Now there was a man named Naboth from Jezreel who owned a vineyard in Jezreel beside the palace of King Ahab of Samaria. One day Ahab said to Naboth, "Since your vineyard is so convenient to my palace, I would like to buy it to use as a vegetable garden. I will give you a better vineyard in exchange, or if you prefer, I will pay you for it." But Naboth replied, "The Lord forbid that I should give you the inheritance that was passed down by my ancestors." So Ahab went home angry and sullen because of Naboth's answer. The king went to bed with his face to the wall and refused to eat. Okay, so, like, family-owned land was a very big thing back then, because it was kind of divvied up per orders from the Lord, in a way. I mean, the different tribal areas were determined that way. I don't remember any passages where it outright said that, like, you know, there were specific commands the Lord gave on how to split up the land amongst certain tribes and families and whatnot. But, I mean, they had to come to some sort of decision, which would have been probably approved by leaders who had been approved by God. So, all that to say, it was kind of a big deal having ancestral family land. And Naboth doesn't want to give up his land to King Ahab. So Ahab doesn't like that and kind of just walks away pouting about it. Then we get to verse 5. "What's the matter?" his wife Jezebel asked him. "What's made you so upset that you're not eating?" "I asked Naboth to sell me his vineyard or trade it, but he refused," Ahab told her. "Are you the king of Israel or not?" Jezebel demanded. "Get up and eat something and don't worry about it. I'll get you Naboth's vineyard." So, yeah, like, first off, okay, now it's made abundantly clear, Jezebel is Ahab's wife. So, yes, thus, the queen. And once again, we kind of see Naboth being a bit, I don't know, timid. At least initially. Like, that was his initial reaction to getting demands, to receiving demands from Ben-Hadad to, like, take some of his stuff. At first, he was just going to be like, okay, sure, fine. You could have this stuff. But then Ben-Hadad kept asking for more, and then he, not even making the decision just by himself, he consults other, officials in his kingdom, and then eventually, per their leading, decides, nope, this is enough. I can't keep giving in to these demands. Really, it's almost more like Jezebel runs the show in a lot of ways. So, yeah. Just like she also had a major hand in deciding, which prophets would get help and which ones would get killed and all sorts of stuff like that. Seemingly over and above the action that Ahab took, she is now kind of taking charge of this situation. And then we get to verse 8. So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, sealed them with his seal, and sent them to the elders and other leaders of the town where Naboth lived. In her letters she commanded, "Call the citizens together for a time of fasting, and give Naboth a place of honor. And then seat 2 scoundrels across from him who will accuse him of cursing God and the king. Then take him out and stone him to death." So the elders and other town leaders followed the instructions Jezebel had written in the letters, because they thought they were written by Ahab. They called for a fast and put Naboth at a prominent place before the people. Then the 2 scoundrels came and sat down across from him, and they accused Naboth before all the people, saying he cursed God and the king. So he was dragged outside the town and stoned to death. The town leaders then sent word to Jezebel, "Naboth has been stoned to death." Okay, gonna pause there for a bit. Yeah, so Jezebel decides to pretty much act like she's Ahab in this case, writes letters as if they're from him, seals them with his seal. So basically acts like these are completely official from the king instructions, saying, all right, call these people together, and then we're gonna, call Naboth out and have him stoned to death. All this just to get his field. So then they go through with all that. They send word to Jezebel, and then we get to verse 15. When Jezebel heard the news, she said to Ahab, "You know the vineyard Naboth wouldn't sell you? Well, you can have it now. He's dead." So Ahab immediately went down to the vineyard of Naboth to claim it. But the Lord said to Elijah, "Go down to meet King Ahab of Israel, who rules in Samaria. He will be at Naboth's vineyard in Jezreel, claiming it for himself. Give him this message. This is what the Lord says. Wasn't it enough that you killed Naboth? Must you rob him too? Because you have done this, dogs will lick your blood at the very place where they licked the blood of Naboth. So, my enemy, you have found me," Ahab exclaimed to Elijah. Oh, okay, well, actually, let me not carry on. For some reason, I missed the end quote there and thought that was continuing the same proclamation. But it's not, so I'll pause for a sec. So, Jezebel, not saying how it happened, tells Ahab that Naboth is dead now and, he has a better opportunity at least to go and claim the field. But then God tells Elijah to meet Ahab there and tell him that's wrong. Not only that that's wrong, but that now there are going to be consequences for Ahab. Let me just make sure I haven't missed any notes thus far. No, okay. This note here at verse 17 says, specifies Elijah the Tishbite, which I think that was what it said about, you know, the prophet, the main prophet Elijah from a couple of chapters ago when it was first introducing him. But, so yeah, once again, Elijah has words against Ahab and his kingdom. Kind of like he did against the prophets of Baal before, who had been, like, pushed or promoted or supported, at least, by Jezebel. But, yeah. And, like, in a way, Ahab is responsible for this. Because, like, it was his wanting of the field that prompted that. And also other just inaction of his to stop his wife. Or anything like that. So, yeah. Now, basically, Elijah is telling Naboth that, well, now you are going to die at the same place that Naboth died. Then we get to verse 20, and I'll continue on. Now that this is not Elijah speaking. So, my enemy, you have found me, Ahab exclaimed to Elijah. Yes, Elijah answered. I have come because you have sold yourself to what is evil in the Lord's sight. So now the Lord says, I will bring disaster on you and consume you. I will destroy every one of your male descendants, slave and free alike, anywhere in Israel. I am going to destroy your family as I did the family of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, and the family of Baasha, son of Ahijah. For you have made me very angry and have led Israel to sin. And regarding Jezebel, the Lord says, dogs will eat Jezebel's body at the plot of land in Jezreel. I'll pause there for now. It is going to continue on. But, yeah, so now it's not even just that Ahab's going to die where Naboth died, but although I think this prophecy was said before, I might be mixing it up with previous kings in prior chapters, but since, you know, the reason for God punishing them and killing off all their descendants was for not following the Lord, it makes sense that Ahab here and his family would get the same fate. Especially now that Ahab has so thoroughly turned against God. So, yeah, like, you might think it's really more Jezebel that has turned against God than Ahab, but again, Ahab has been, at best, a relatively inactive force in all this, very passive about the whole situation, and, like, he even considers Elijah to be his enemy. If he really loved the Lord, that would not be the case. No, there in verse 21, Hebrew lacks the part where it says, Hebrew lacks the words, so now the Lord says. Okay. That would kind of then imply that Elijah would be the one to bring disaster rather than God. But at the same time, like, as a prophet, he, like, is speaking for and from the Lord often. And then here in verse 23, as in several Hebrew manuscripts, Syriac and Latin Vulgate, most Hebrew manuscripts read "at the city wall" rather than "at the plot of land in Jezreel." But I mean, the vineyard that Naboth owned was like just outside the city, which is why Ahab wanted it, because it was so conveniently located next to the city. So, maybe possibly even like just outside the city walls. So that definitely could still refer to the same place. Alright, anyway. Continuing this declaration from the Lord about Ahab and his descendants, we get to verse 24. The members of Ahab's family who die in the city will be eaten by dogs, and those who die in the field will be eaten by vultures. Sounds familiar from the previous kings who disobeyed God and stopped worshiping him. No one else so completely sold himself to what was evil in the Lord's sight as Ahab did under the influence of his wife Jezebel. His worst outrage was worshipping idols, just as the Amorites had done, the people whom the Lord had driven out from the land ahead of the Israelites. But when Ahab heard this message, he tore his clothing, dressed in burlap, and fasted. He even slept in burlap and went about in deep mourning. Then another message from the Lord came to Elijah. Do you see how Ahab has humbled himself before me? Because he has done this, I will not do what I promised during his lifetime. It will happen to his sons. I will destroy his dynasty. So, still, because Ahab is sorrowful and humbles himself over all this to the Lord, then God is like, okay, I'm still going to do this stuff. I'm just not going to do it while he's alive, because, you know, he's kind of made it clear that he's sorry. But it's still going to happen. So yeah, all the being eaten by dogs or vultures, like, that all happened to the previous kings of Israel who just completely disregarded the Lord's commands and turned to other gods and things like that. And I almost wonder, to an extent, if, like, he finally found it within himself to be like, enough is enough. I'm not just gonna go along with what Jezebel has been doing all this time. And, you know, basically be her right-hand man rather than it being him as the one really in charge and her as, you know, the queen, the helper, the, you know, one who kind of goes along with things. Let me read this note here in verse 26. Hebrew term, literally round thing. Oh, yeah, we had this note before when it mentioned idols. But apparently... Sorry. But, like, I would guess part of what made this so bad was not that, just that he worshipped idols, because a whole bunch of previous kings had done that. It wouldn't call him worse than the others if that was all he did. I would imagine there was a particular way that the Amorites worshipped their idols that was so repugnant to the Lord that made Ahab's worship so much worse. But, yeah. So anyway, Elijah's back in Israel. Ahab is kind of sorry for turning away from the Lord, but I mean, the consequences are still going to happen. They've just been delayed now. And we still haven't really heard about the ultimate, or at least the resulting ownership of Naboth's vineyard. Don't know if that's really an important part of the story anymore. It was just really the motivation for Jezebel killing off Naboth, Ahab trying to get the vineyard, and all that kind of stuff. And that also turned out to be where they met, where Elijah and Ahab met once more. But anyway, that's all we've got in 1 Kings 21. See, and now that chapter was 29 verses long. This next one here is 53. So yeah, let me get some water here real quick. And then I think I'll just hop right in. Don't know for sure if I'm going to squeeze all this in before the first ad, or before the next ad break, but I'll do what I can here, I guess. Also trying to move myself a little bit closer to my table and stuff like that, so my reach doesn't feel so awkward. Okay, here we go. Okay, 1 Kings chapter 22. Ahab is ruler of Israel, not of Judah. Judah's a separate kingdom now. Just Israel. And Ahab wanted a particular vineyard. The guy who owned it didn't want to sell it or trade it. So his wife Jezebel goes and gets Naboth killed. And then Ahab tries to buy the vineyard, but Elijah meets him there and is like, because you're doing all these evil things, you and your descendants are all gonna die. You're not gonna have anyone to claim the throne. So now Ahab hears this and is kind of filled with sorrow and regret, and mourns to the Lord over this. And so then God relents a little bit and is like, okay, all of his descendants are still going to die. They'll just die after him. So that's, I guess, kind of how things are lately. Elijah had fled Israel for fear of his life, but then, like, was commanded by God to come back and prophesy to Ahab about all that. And more, but in that moment, that was what happened. Anyway, yeah. I guess we'll hop right in here to 1 Kings 22 now. For 3 years there was no war between Aram and Israel. Then during the 3rd year, King Jehoshaphat of Judah went to visit King Ahab of Israel. During the visit, the king of Israel said to his officials, "Do you realize that the town of Ramoth Gilead belongs to us? And yet we've done nothing to recapture it from the king of Aram." Then he turned to Jehoshaphat and asked, "Will you join me in battle to recover Ramoth Gilead?" Jehoshaphat answered to the king of Israel, replied to the king of Israel, "Why, of course. You and I are as one. My troops are your troops, and my horses are your horses." Then Jehoshaphat added, "But first let's find out what the Lord says." See, okay, intentionally seeking the Lord for these things of his own doing. Not waiting on some other prophet to just interject and say, "The Lord says this is going to happen," as Ahab had done with the battles against Aram previously. So, I don't know if it's described Jehoshaphat too much yet. I believe he was one of the better kings of Judah who followed the Lord. But it looks like they're going to work together to take back Ramoth Gilead. Let's see what the Lord says, though. Continuing on in verse 6. So the king of Israel summoned the prophets, about 400 of them, and asked them, "Should I go to war against Ramoth Gilead, or should I hold back?" They all replied, "Yes, go right ahead. The Lord will give the king victory." But Jehoshaphat asked, "Is there not also a prophet of the Lord here? We should ask him the same question." The king of Israel replied to Jehoshaphat, "There is one more man who could consult the Lord for us, but I hate him. He never prophesies anything but trouble for me. His name is Micaiah, son of Imlah." Jehoshaphat replied, "That's not the way a king should talk. Let's hear what he has to say." So the king of Israel called one of his officials and said, "Quick, bring Micaiah, son of Imlah." So, see, again, Jehoshaphat is specifically wanting a prophetic word from a prophet of the Lord. Not that these other prophets are wrong, and clearly they know of the Lord at least, because they say the Lord will give the king victory. But, they might be just wagering a guess, since they don't have a prophet of the Lord there, and because of previous conflicts with Aram, where the Lord had a prophet tell them, here's what's going to happen, here's how it's going to happen, and that kind of stuff. So they might have just assumed that, yeah, the Lord's on our side against Aram. This won't be a problem. But also, this is another prophet of the Lord. Not, besides Elijah. So he's not, maybe not the only one. Okay. This chapter is a little on the longer side, so I'm going to keep it moving. Verse 10. King Ahab of Israel sent King Jehoshaphat of Judah, dressed in their royal robes. Hold up. King Ahab of Israel and King Jehoshaphat of Judah, dressed in their royal robes, were sitting on thrones at the threshing floor near the gate of Samaria. Okay, somehow I read that wrong at first. All of Ahab's prophets were prophesying there in front of them. One of them, Zedekiah, son of Kenana, made some iron horns and proclaimed, "This is what the Lord says. With these horns you will gore the Arameans to death." All the other prophets agreed. "Yes," they said, "go up to Ramoth Gilead and be victorious, for the Lord will give the king victory." Meanwhile, the messenger who went to get Micaiah said to him, "Look, all the prophets are promising victory for the king. Be sure that you agree with them and promise success." But Micaiah replied, "As surely as the Lord lives, I will say only what the Lord tells me to say." See, yeah, that's that actually has shades of, geez, I want to say it was Balaam. Anyway, there was a previous prophet of the Lord, I'm pretty sure it was Balaam, who was basically asked to curse God's people, for the sake of this one other king who was trying to get rid of them or whatever. Not 100% sure on all the details of that. But just like they wanted to try to coax him to, curse God's people and bless their king, he's like, look, I'm only going to say what God says. That's all I can promise. And in that case, it wound up being that God told him to instead curse the king that was against God's people and bless. I don't know if they were. I don't know if that was back when they were the Israelites just yet, or if that was. Yeah, I want to say that was in the time of Moses, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway. So, while these other prophets are all, practically just giving Ahab a pep talk and explaining how he's going to be victorious, Micaiah isn't going to make such promises to Ahab's messenger. Then we get to verse 15. When Micaiah arrived before the king, Ahab asked him, Micaiah, should we go to war against Ramoth-Gilead, or should we hold back? Micaiah replied sarcastically, Yes, go up and be victorious, for the Lord will give the king victory. As if he's mocking the other prophets. But the king replied sharply, How many times must I demand that you speak only the truth to me when you speak for the Lord? Then Micaiah told him, In a vision I saw all Israel scattered on the mountains, like sheep without a shepherd. And the Lord said, Their master has been killed. Send them home in peace. Yeah. So, initially he's, taking a little jab at the other prophets who all pretty much in these exact words said, yes, go and you'll win. I almost wonder if he was making fun of the messenger as well, who tried to coax him into agreeing with the other prophets. But between Micaiah here and Elijah before, I love the sass coming from these guys. Anyway, so he mentions having a vision about Israel being scattered, not having a leader. Hebrews says these people have no master, rather than their master has been killed. Similar overall effect and implication. Just one would more thoroughly imply that Ahab would die. But anyway, then we get to verse 18. Didn't I tell you, the king of Israel exclaimed to Jehoshaphat, He never prophesies anything but trouble for me. Then Micaiah continued, Listen to what the Lord says. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne with all the armies of heaven around him, on his right and on his left. And the Lord said, Who can entice Ahab to go into battle against Ramoth-Gilead so he can be killed? There were many suggestions, and finally a spirit approached the Lord and said, I can do it. How will you do this? The Lord asked. And the spirit replied, I will go out and inspire all of Ahab's prophets to speak lies. You will succeed, said the Lord. Go ahead and do it. So you see, the Lord has put a lying spirit in the mouths of all your prophets, for the Lord has pronounced your doom. So, now we're, like, zooming out to the spiritual realm and what all is going on there. So, like, clearly, I mean, the picture this paints is that God wants Ahab dead. Specifically by way of, you know, battle at Ramoth Gilead. And so then, but then God is like saying to the angels or whoever in heaven, like, okay, but how are we going to convince him to do this? And it says a spirit approached the Lord, not necessarily an angel or whatever. But basically, it's like, all right, well, just tell all his prophets that it'll be fine, or get all his prophets to tell him that it'll be fine, and he'll go along with it. And that... So Micaiah is basically now, you know, saying this, possibly in truth, but it's also like a complete insult to all the other prophets there, because he's saying that they're lying. Granted, he's saying they're lying because God told them, or God, like, allowed a spirit to control them and make them lie. But still, he's accusing them of lying. Then we get to verse 24. Then Zedekiah, son of Kenana... I'm still never sure how to pronounce that. Anyway, then Zedekiah, son of Kenana, walked up to Micaiah and slapped him across the face. "Since when did the Spirit of the Lord leave me to speak to you?" he demanded. And Micaiah replied, "You will find out soon enough when you are trying to hide in some secret room." "Arrest him," the king of Israel ordered. "Take him back to Ammon, the governor of the city, and to my son Joash. Give them this order from the king. Put this man in prison and feed him nothing but bread and water until I return safely from the battle." But Micaiah replied, "If you return safely, it will mean that the Lord has not spoken through me." Then he added to those standing around, "Everyone mark my words." Yeah, so Zedekiah apparently at least thinks that the Lord spoke through him before, and probably still is in his mind. But, like, again, Micaiah is saying all the rest of the prophets are lying, because the Lord wants Ahab dead. So Zedekiah kind of takes issue with Micaiah here, and perhaps at that, Ahab is kind of convinced that, like, all right, this guy's just stirring up trouble. Lock him away until I come back safely. I'm going to believe my, like, 400 other prophets, not this one guy. And, you know, then Micaiah just kind of comes back at him and says, well, if you return safely, then God has not spoken through me. And I don't know if it's one of those, like, I'll be happy to be wrong kind of things, or if he's more like, that'll be an even greater disgrace than what you're telling them to do to me. Maybe a little bit of both. tells everyone to mark his words because it's like, well, if Ahab dies, then I told you so. Or he's probably thinking when Ahab dies. Alright, let me get some water here. Okay. Alright, moving on to verse 29. So King Ahab of Israel and King Jehoshaphat of Judah led their armies against Ramoth-Gilead. Okay, real quick side note. Why wasn't Jehoshaphat more supportive of Micaiah in that situation? Or was he not involved there? Was he not present when all this was happening? I don't know. Anyway, the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, As we go into battle, I will disguise myself so no one will recognize me, but you wear your royal robes. So the king of Israel disguised himself, and they went into battle. Actually, I just remembered. No, it specifically had Ahab turning to Jehoshaphat and saying, see, this guy says nothing but bad things to me. So, now, because, maybe because of the prophecy of Micaiah, Ahab's like, okay, well, maybe I need to make myself not stand out as king. Maybe they're going to try and target me because I'm king, and they want to, you know, take down Israel's king. Might make me more of a target. Again, worried only about himself, not so much Jehoshaphat. Then verse 31. Meanwhile, the king of Aram had issued these orders to his 32 chariot commanders. Attack only the king of Israel. Don't bother with anyone else. So when the Aramean chariot commanders saw Jehoshaphat in his royal robes, they went after him. There is the king of Israel, they shouted. But when Jehoshaphat called out, the chariot commanders realized he was not the king of Israel, and they stopped chasing him. An Aramean soldier, however, randomly shot an arrow at the Israelite troops and hit the king of Israel between the joints of his armor. Turn the horses and get me out of here, Ahab groaned to the driver of his chariot. I'm badly wounded. The battle raged all that day, and the king remained propped up in his chariot facing the Arameans. The blood from his wound ran down to the floor of his chariot, and as evening arrived, he died. Just as the sun was setting, the cry ran through his troops, "We're done for! Run for your lives!" So the king died, and his body was taken to Samaria and buried there. Then his chariot was washed beside the pool of Samaria, and dogs came and licked his blood at the place where the prostitutes bathed, just as the Lord had promised. The rest of the events in Ahab's reign and everything he did, including the story of the ivory palace and the towns he built, are recorded in the book of the history of the kings of Israel. So Ahab died, and his son Ahaziah became the next king. Okay, I realize I read a large chunk there. So, in a way, Ahab was right, though. Because the king of Aram specifically wanted to target Israel's king. In fact, they were close to attacking Jehoshaphat specifically because of that. Since Jehoshaphat was in his royal robes. But I guess maybe they recognized Jehoshaphat's voice, or he said something specific to them to make it apparent that it was him and not Ahab. And then just a randomly shot arrow winds up hitting Ahab somewhere in a gap in his armor. Could have been somewhere around the shoulder, maybe, or something to that effect. Some small gap some likely small gap in his armor, and he gets hit there, and seems like he probably bleeds out. Because it says the battle raged all day, and he was propped up in his chariot. So, given the seeming slowness of his death, I'm inclined to think it was just that he bled out. Note there says turn your hand rather than the horses, but I mean, he said that to the driver of his chariot. Well-trained horses are gonna turn when the one driving the horses turns their hand. That's, like, I've seen that firsthand. That's how it's supposed to work for well-trained horses. All you gotta do is make, like, subtle movements to get them to change direction. So yeah. Battle raged on. Ahab bleeds out. His troops are all like, we're done for. His chariot was washed beside the pool of Samaria. So, he didn't technically die where Naboth died. Naboth was the guy with the vineyard from the previous chapter. He didn't die where Naboth died, but it's still, like, the prophecy only said that his blood, something about dogs licking his blood in the same place they did for Naboth. And let's see what the note says here. Could read, and dogs came and licked his blood, and the prostitutes bathed in it. Or it could say, and they washed his armor. But it says beside the pool of Samaria, which, I mean, okay, let me just flash back to the previous chapter real quick here. That mentions that, because you've done this, dogs will lick your blood at the very place where they licked the blood of Naboth. Which, I don't know if it said that that was exactly where Naboth died. But it could be. So, anyway. The point is, that all happened to, like, fulfill the prophecy of the previous chapter. Okay. Getting... I'm finding my place again here. Okay. Verse 41. Jehoshaphat, son of Asa, began to rule over Judah in the 4th year of King Ahab's reign in Israel. Jehoshaphat was 35 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 25 years. His mother was Azubah, the daughter of Shilhi. Jehoshaphat was a good king, following the example of his father Asa. He did what was pleasing in the Lord's sight. During his reign, however, he failed to remove all the pagan shrines, and the people still offered sacrifices and burned incense there. Jehoshaphat also made peace with the king of Israel, which was bad because the king of Israel didn't follow the Lord. So it was almost as if he was okay with, in a way, almost as if he was okay with, you know, other gods being worshipped. He himself worshipped the Lord, though. verses 43b to 53 are numbered 44 to 54 in the Hebrew text. Okay. So, I guess right where this note comes in, that's where the Hebrew starts verse 44. Not a big deal. Just a translation note, I guess. So, again, still no godly kings of Israel, but now we've got the second in a row for Judah. Although, I mean, it acknowledges that he could have done more. Probably as a way of setting up the fact that later kings won't end up following the Lord. But anyway, on to verse 45. The rest of the events in Jehoshaphat's reign, the extent of his power, and the wars he waged are recorded in the book of the history of the kings of Judah. He banished from the land the rest of the male and female shrine prostitutes, who still continued their practices from the days of his father Asa. There was no king in Edom at that time, only a deputy. Jehoshaphat also built a fleet of trading ships to sail to Ophir for gold. But the ships never set sail, for they met with disaster at their home port of Ezion-Geber. At one time, Ahaziah, son of Ahab, had proposed to Jehoshaphat, "Let my men sail with your men in the ships." But Jehoshaphat refused the request. When Jehoshaphat died, he was buried with his ancestors in the city of David. Then his son Jehoram, probably more like Yehoram, became the next king. Okay, so So yeah, he, I guess, at least made the shrines fully good, but there were still a bunch of idols and other things like that in the land. So it says he built a fleet, but the ships, quote, met with disaster in their home port. It doesn't even say how. Could have been, I don't know, some major storm came through, hit the ships against the shoreline and broke them apart. I don't know, but in any case, I guess he intended to be involved in trade in the region, but that never really happened. At least not by that means. I almost wonder if he wanted to get the gold to try and, like, you know, rebuild, remake, or whatever the gold articles that were previously lost. Because I think somewhere in between Solomon and this point, some other king came in and stole all, like, the gold tools, utensils, and different things like that from the temple. But anyway, I'm not 100% sure on that. If memory serves me well, that's correct. But I'm also speculating on Jehoshaphat's motives. Okay. Now the Hebrew says fleet of ships of Tarshish rather than trading ships. But Tarshish would have probably been like the port that they would set out from. Or at least that Tarshish was definitely a trade spot that was near Israel and Judah. Alright. Verse 51. Let's wrap up the chapter here. Ahaziah, son of Ahab, began to rule over Israel in the 17th year of King Jehoshaphat's reign in Judah. He reigned in Samaria 2 years, but he did what was evil in the Lord's sight, following the example of his father and mother, and the example of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who had led Israel to sin. He served Baal and worshipped him, provoking the anger of the Lord, the God of Israel, just as his father had done. And, I mean, God did say that after Ahab's death, at some point, he would... That all of Ahab's sons would die. Really, that his whole family... At least enough of the members of his family would die so that there was nobody to claim the throne, eventually. But immediately after Ahab, his son was king. And since this is the book of 1 Kings, there's still more to come about the different kings of Israel and Judah. But I think once we get into 2 Kings, things start getting even a little more complicated with who's ruling where and how much and all that kind of stuff. But let me not get ahead of myself. So yeah, we've had, I want to say somewhere in the general realm of like 8 kings over Israel and maybe like 5 in Judah. No righteous kings in Israel. And 2, maybe 3 in Judah post-Solomon. But yeah, that is all we've got for this chapter and for 1 Kings. So, just in time to wrap it up before the end of the year. We are done with 1 Kings. See, if I go forward, we are now in 2 Kings chapter 1. Guess Elijah's still going to be around. But anyway. Okay. So ends the Bible study portion of the stream. And I'll be shifting over to Kingdom Hearts here in just a bit. I'll go ahead and run some Twitch ads while I do that. YouTube folks, you get to watch the, always lovely and of course in no way awkward part where I like change the topic on Twitch and, get into the game and all that. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, by the way, anybody who has not seen me since last week, yeah, I shaved, got a haircut, all sorts of stuff like that. The No Shave November incentive was done. It had run its course. Y'all did not earn me keeping the beard any longer than that. Okay, hang on a sec. Let me go ahead, fade out my music here. We do not need that clashing with Kingdom Hearts music. Okay. No, I do not want a new game. Although I should, like, maybe sometime, like, I don't know, one of the incentive goal things I could kind of dangle out there for next year might be, hey, if I get enough YouTube subscribers or Twitch followers or enough earnings or whatever from this kind of stuff, maybe I'll go back through the Kingdom Hearts series on Critical. I'm gonna hate myself for hanging that carrot out there, but maybe not hate. It's gonna be a bit of a pain, though. By the way, I didn't really do anything significant since last week in this game. Just messed around a little bit with command board stuff. Maybe a little bit of command melding and the like. But anyway. Okay. Then suppose it is time to record some more stuff and continue Ven's storyline here. Let me just see. Hold up, what new commands do I have? Aerial slam, break time. Yeah, I think I bought those commands actually. Stopga. Anywho, okay. And I think everything that I've got in here, some of it's maxed out, some of it's not though. So I'm good with that as is, I guess. I'm sorry, Toonbasco? As in Tabasco sauce, but anyway, by a different name. Okay, here we go. Recording time. Alrighty, here we are. Continuing Ven's story in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. I just did a little command board stuff and some, you know, side things. No progression of the story at all since last episode. I don't want to say I never do that, but I never intend to do that. So when we left things, Ven had just had a run-in with Xehanort, and I guess Xehanort planted some doubt about Ericus, as well as, you know, trying to get him to remember certain things about his past. Just, anyway. So, we're headed back to the Land of Departure, presumably to speak with Ericus? But let's see what happens.
Ventus, you're alone? I thought Akko would... Well, what matters is that you're home. You don't belong outside this world yet. You need to stay here, where you can learn...
In your prison?
What?
That's your excuse. For keeping me imprisoned here, isn't it?
What did you hear?
That I'm supposed to be some weapon. Some kind of keyblade.
I knew it. Xehanort. He could never let it go. Wait, Xehanort. There is a reason the precepts bar us from such knowledge. Why do you seek the Keyblade? Would you blanket all the worlds in darkness? Reduce them to nothing?
But darkness did cover the world once, in legend. We know so little about the Keyblade War. Only that it was just the beginning. Amidst that crisis, a precious light was found. It is a curious tale, and one worth exploring. They say ruin brings about creation. So what then would another Keyblade War bring? When the darkness falls, will we be found worthy of the precious light the legend speaks of? I must have these answers. The Keyblade needs to be forged, and with it the door to the Keyblade War unlocked.
Fool. You would risk an apocalypse out of sheer curiosity? I will never allow it, Xehanort. Not while I live!
But once again, you have it all wrong, Ericus. Darkness is a beginning, you see, not an end. At birth, every one of us emerges from darkness into a world of light, do we not?
Poetic excuses. If words won't dissuade you, only one thing will! That power! Has the darkness taken you, Xehanort?
Not your concern.
Oh, really? How is that not his concern?
I failed. I had the chance to stop him and couldn't do it. But I will not fail again!
Master, what do you...
The Keyblade has no place in this or any world. Xehanort has made his purpose clear, and I am left with no choice. Forgive me, but you must exist no more!
Ben!
What?
Master! Have you gone mad?
Terra! I command you, step aside.
No!
You will not heed your master?
I won't!
Why do all my attempts to reach you fail? If you don't have it in your heart to obey, then you will have to share Ventus's fate.
Enough, Terra! He's right!
Quiet!
Terra,
You may be my master, but I will not let you hurt my friend!
Has the darkness taken you, Terra?
wait, Terra!
Okay, and now suddenly we're on Destiny Islands? I guess that's where Terra portaled Ven to.
Wait, Terra!
Going somewhere?
Oh, hey.
I'm through with you.
Well, I'm just getting started with you. You're strong enough now to fulfill your purpose. So what are you waiting for? Join with me, right here and now. Become the Keyblade.
No, I won't do it. He told me the only way the Keyblade can be forged is if you and me fight. Well, guess what? I'm not fighting.
You used to be too broken to talk back.
Why is it so common for memories to hit as, like, headaches? In this kind of way?
Please don't do this, Master. I'm not strong enough.
No. It is because you're trying to hold it in. Let the dark impulses waken in the pit of your heart. Release them here and now. Sharpen your fear into rage. You must. If you do not let the stone within you run its course, it will wipe you from the face of the world. Make no mistake. Do it. Embrace the darkness. Produce for your master the Keyblade.
So...
Really? You would rather die than use the power. Feckless neophyte. If I must, I will extract the darkness from within you myself.
So, based on this, it would seem Ven might have originally been Xehanort's pupil rather than Ericus's.
Empty creature from Ventus Riven. To you, the name Vanitas shall be given.
Yes, Master. Fine. Then I'll give you a reason to fight.
What?
Come and find me. At the one and only place to spawn the Keyblade. The Keyblade Graveyard. There, you're gonna see me choke the life out of Terra and Aqua. Then we'll see how long you play the pacifist.
Wait!
Yeah, and literally all this is happening just because of Xehanort's morbid curiosity, essentially. It's just
I
like...
swear I'll put an end to this.
This is a ridiculous amount of trouble to go through. Lost memory. Keyblade with long reach that makes it easier to land critical hits and deals higher damage when you do. Also, Xehanort's report 9? I think the only other one I've gotten so far is report 1. And it won't let me land there again, no surprise. I could go back to the land of departure now, oddly enough. But I would guess some... Yeah, okay. Now it says it's the Keyblade Graveyard rather than the Badlands. Which, I mean, it kind of looked like that anyway. Alright, I'm assuming there's probably going to be a cutscene as I enter. I was gonna say, that looks like some kind of giant impact crater.
Friends.
I forgot to check and see if the new Keyblade would be better than my current one. Oh well. Maybe it'll give me a chance to swap it out here real quick. Or at least take a look at it. Kind of clever what they did with the D there in Graveyard. They like flipped it around to make it look like the handle of a Keyblade. Lost memory. Oh yeah. Better strength and magic. Plus, apparently, it has a higher crit chance and more crit damage. Like, geez. Okay. Oh, hello. Glad I looked back. Otherwise, I would have missed this. Mega potion. Got an elixir. Ice cream sticker. Is this gonna be a map?
Yeah.
Probably. Nope. Xehanort's report 12. Jeez. I mean, I know other games have had. I wonder if it's across all 3 characters. Like, I wonder if Xehanort's reports are scattered throughout the different characters' storylines. Maybe this is a map. Okay. Seems like there's not a whole lot that's gonna happen here in terms of just, like, fighting regular enemy types. That's a weird... Oh, wait, no. I was like, that's a weird distortion thing going on, but no, it's just, like, 3 color-changing twister things. Am I supposed to be able to get away from this? Oh, hello. This is where I fight the regular enemies.
Thunder. Bring it.
This gives off Kingdom Hearts 1 End of the World kind of vibes. More enemies, yay.
Gotcha.
These guys aren't even doing much of anything. I almost feel bad. These, however... I do not hold such sympathy. Ow.
Fire.
Oh, come on, really? Ow. Hey. There we go. Counterattacks. Yay for counterattacks. Oh, so that was just the first one. Whoa. Just a giant... I mean, it's just like the standard basic unversed, but it's a giant version of it. Okay, never mind. They're all giant versions. Ow. Oh, come on. Like, I would like to land some hits on these things eventually. Oh, jeez. Giant versions of these guys now?
Thunder. Heal. Gotcha.
Oh, phooey.
Gather. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the ones that I didn't really have to worry about too much before, because, you know, they were in Cinderella's world, and like, honestly, I defeated most of these guys via Yarn Ball. I see a puzzle piece over here and a treasure off to the left. Boy, once these things start approaching me, seems like there's not really much chance of getting away. But yeah, definitely with the, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of this that just screams getting close to the end of the storyline. Oh, these stupid buggers. Holy cow. What the heck? These enemies are the worst. Holy cow. Okay, hang on. I knew those things were annoying, but I didn't expect it to suddenly get that bad. Okay, at least it didn't bring back any of the little, like, tornado things that I previously got through and defeated the enemies for. Perhaps sometime soon I will need to make use of a D-Link or something. Ow.
Thunder. Heal. Gotcha. Gather. Bring it.
Ooh, hello. Yeah, probably shouldn't have been near that. I'm trying to figure out what exactly was causing me to get confused. Also, I'm doing way better with this particular attack style mode thing, whatever it is. Okay. I actually didn't need to heal that badly, but I did anyway. Oh, geez, really? Well, I mean, I guess in a way this might save me from some level grinding later on. So at least there's that. See, I really don't know what happened that one time, other than, like, the confusion and stuff hitting me. Kind of almost want to do as many of these battles as possible now. Because, I mean, look, if I could die to some of these enemies, I'm not going to argue with the idea of, maybe getting some more levels. Now what? Oh. There's still another one.
Thunder.
That missed entirely, apparently. Magnet. Magnera, more accurately.
Fire. Bring it.
That missed completely.
Yeah. Thunder. Yeah. Heal.
I might as well heal while I'm waiting. I don't know if I actually needed to heal much, but oh well. Okay. Ah, see? Glad I went around this way. Otherwise I would have missed these chests. Wind Raid. That's a new one. Most of the time, these enemies don't seem to be all that much of an issue, but... See, and then there's these little things, like... They don't even seem to do much. Almost feel bad for attacking them. Nice.
Fire. Bring it.
Alright, I think that pretty much covers everything. Wait, there's one more chest over by that. Fine. How did you target that one with Blizzard Edge? Damn. But not really that much. Oh, so they actually do attack sometimes. I think that's the first time I've actually seen them attack, though. Well, food. Okay, fine. Magnet. Be gone.
Fire.
How the... Okay, I feel like that one little hit that I took there was like no good reason to actually get hit by that. But whatever. Because, like, I definitely wasn't in front of the guy when he, you know, jumped forward like that. Or the thing. It's, yeah, I don't know. There's all sorts of weirdness about that. Anything that I don't have any of that I can afford? Yeah, but I feel like Blizzaga would be on the easier side to get. Same with Thundaga. Curaga would be great to have at least one of those. Saving. Alright, which was more recent? Neverland was more recent than Deep Space. Okay. I get a feeling that save point is coming just before another major cutscene and potentially battle.
I was told the Master was struck down.
Yes, that's right. I was stupid and helped Xehanort do it. The Master. He tried to hurt Ven. I only fought because I wanted to protect him. But I was tricked. Xehanort set the whole thing up. Also, he could awaken the darkness inside me. You were right, Aqua. And so was the Master. I did need to be watched. I went astray. But no more.
What else is darkness but hate and rage? Xehanort is feeding the dark fires within you, making you fight. You'll go astray again. Tell me, how does that honor our Master's memory, Terra?
Xehanort wants me and Vanitas to fight. And make some kind of Keyblade. But the Master said we can't let that happen. And he tried to destroy me for it.
Keyblade?
I still don't know exactly what it is. But it scares me to death. Even just the thought of it.
Relax, Ben. We're here, and we're gonna take care of you.
I may have to fight Vanitas after all. If I do, guys, I want you to...
The three of us can never be torn apart, all right? I'll always find a way.
I'm asking you, as a friend. Just put an end to me.
And why am I not surprised? I mean, of course they're gonna show up. That was like pretty much what they said would happen. At least what Vanitas said would happen,
Behold,
as far as him being there.
these lifeless keys used to be full of power, united with the hearts of their masters. On this barren soil, keyblades of light and darkness were locked in combat. As a great Keyblade war raged, countless Keyblade wielders gave up their lives, all in search of one ultimate key. And it will soon belong to me. Keyblade!
Yeah. I'm like, why on earth would he think it would be that simple? He probably didn't, but it's not like there's any way to know how it's gonna go down.
Aqua!
Huh. So this is like what the opening scene of the game showed, at least. Some of it.
Ben, are you okay?
Enter Mickey?
How about you leave the popsicle with me? So you can go have your little fight with Terra. You can't be too happy about him deep sixing your master.
Who are you?
You think you two have got some grand role to play. As if.
Okay,
You're
so,
only
I
here
mean,
when I finish you off, Terra will succumb
obviously
to
this
darkness.
is Zigbar
Who wants to go
pre-nobody.
first?
Shut up!
Pretty sure his name's Bragg.
Oh, so this kiddo thinks he's a full-fledged Keyblade wielder. He's got the angry look down.
Go ahead if you want to waste your time. Keep trying to drive us apart with your mind games. It'll never work. Terra will prove to you he's stronger!
Aqua!
But I assume they zoomed in on the yellow eye color
I keep
a sign of a
forgetting
connection
don't mess
with
Keyblade
Xehanort.
wielders. But you know what? That just means
I mean, they
made
were
the
talking
right
earlier
choice.
too. Xehanort and him.
Well, he wanted me to buy time, and I'd say he got it.
What? Ben!
Aqua!
He's trying so hard to move. Oh, is it fighting time now? Sure looks like it. Okay. Jeez, really? How exactly am I supposed to hit Vanitas like this? Oh, okay. Oh, come on. Okay, maybe that's not it. Maybe that's just me having a chance to counter through the normal battle mechanics and whatnot. Jeez, Lou.
Too slow.
Sure could use some healing.
See ya.
I thought I'd be able to block that. Why can't I freaking block that? That's lame. Hang on. Oh my gosh, freaking really? Why? When I hit continue, does it go all the flipping way back here? Oh, you know what I should have started with? I should have started with a shot lock, duh. Alright, well, now I'll, go back here. And it'll trigger the cutscene, but I'm gonna skip it. Skip all the scenes. As many as I have to get back to that fight. Okay.
Too slow. Gotcha. Too slow. Thunder. Heal. Suffer. Too slow. Come on.
Ow. I don't know. Ah. Okay, so forging a D-Link heals me. That time it did let me block that stuff.
Too slow.
First time I tried that, it didn't let me block the fireball thing.
Gotcha.
He's healing. Oh, come on! Just give me half a freaking second. What if I hit retry? Is that gonna... Okay. Then I can skip all that other stuff. Too fast. Oh, crud.
Too slow. Too slow. Suffer.
The fact that I can't even get a full freaking combo in on him is really annoying. Friggin' heck.
Gotcha. Too slow.
Oh my gosh, let me freaking do some stuff. Also, if I knew which D-Links did what, sure would be great. Anyway. Okay. It's really go time with this one. Too slow, come on.
See ya.
See, like, why does it not let me block that sometimes?
Too slow. Thunder. Go. Heal. Gotcha. See ya. Suffer. Fire. Pathetic. Too slow. Too slow. Pathetic.
Oh, this is going way better. Being able to do these surges and stuff against him. Doggone it. Okay, so yeah, don't get out in front of him. Okay. Oh, great. This thing. Ugh. This thing. Twice.
See ya. Pathetic.
Jeez. I get hit a little bit, and then I get hit a lot. Like, it's impossible for me to only get hit a little bit, is what I'm saying.
See ya. Fire.
Shame that missed. Oh, come on. Give me a break already. That was a bad idea. Well, it definitely didn't work. Let's put it that way. Hey! How did that not hit him at all?
See ya. Suffer. Too slow.
Doggone it. The fact that he could so rapidly change his attack directions. Not exactly great for me. That's not helpful. Thunder. Nope.
See ya. Fire. Go. See ya. See ya.
I'm getting close though this time. Doggone it. Haha. Okay, I win. After the, what, fourth or fifth try, I think. Oh, man.
You've done it, Ventus. Now that my body is about to perish, you and I will have to join together. The Keyblade will be forged!
The inverse come from you?
It happened when you and I were split into two. The negativity took shape as these monsters. They are what I feel. A horde of fledgling emotions under my control. I released them in all the worlds I could. Hoping to lure you away from home and isolate you from your master. We needed to make you stronger. The Unversed were the perfect opponents. And better yet, no matter how many times you defeat them, their negativity flows right back into me. You never stood a chance against us, Ventus.
Okay. What's all this? Oh.
Our union was not finished. The Keyblade shouldn't stay broken like this. Join me now. We can complete the Keyblade!
I've got a better idea. How about I destroy you both?
The Keyblade is made of your heart too, idiot. If you destroy it, your heart will vanish forever.
Whatever it takes. Anything to save Terra and Aqua.
It's always about your friends, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
At least I have some. I've become a part of their heart. Just as they become a part of mine. My friends are my power, and I'm theirs.
More fighting? Oh, jeez. Okay.
Show me anguish!
Ow.
Darkness wing! Too slow.
Oh, come on. I wanted to dodge that. Didn't really give me a chance. That attack is totally reminiscent of Kingdom Hearts 1 Ansem. Just saying. Heal. Which makes me wonder if I should be trying to block that instead of, Now. Cure again. Didn't help that I was facing the wrong way because I hadn't locked onto him.
There's no escape.
Nope. Don't block that. Alright, you know what? Whatever.
Thunder. Suffer. Darkness waits. Heal. Freeze. Fire. Thunder. What's yours? Yeah. Free. Too slow. There's no escape. Fire. Suffer. Thunder. Darkness waits.
Oh, come on.
Show me anguish. Forge the Keyblade.
Now I'm back to my normal attack.
Heal. Gotcha. There's no escape. Fire. Show me anguish. Too slow. Forge the Keyblade.
And I can't forge another D-Link right now. Cure. Oh, come on. Not fair that he spawned right in front of me.
Darkness waits. Fire.
Okay.
What's yours is mine. Heal. Suffer.
Ow. So apparently if I, like, wait too long to do an attack of mine, he's gonna do a little dodging kind of thing and then counterattack.
Darkness waits.
Oh, doggone it. Surprised I didn't get hit by any of that.
There's no escape. Fire.
And like, I'm hoping I get Cure back pretty soon. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm like, now's my chance to heal.
Show me anguish.
Fire!
Darkness waits.
Oh, come on.
Suffer.
Oh. Won't even let me get 2 hits on him.
Fire!
Darkness waits.
Yeah!
Oh, jeez, there's still more? What now? Hold up, that's showing up as if it's like a D-Link with...
Yeah! Bring it! Come on! Bring it! Come on!
Oh, jeez, okay.
There's no...
Oh. Okay, and it's happening again. How do I fully win this?
Join now with your better half. Darkness.
Hey! Christian Ninja coming in with the raid, right when I'm like in the midst of probably the main boss battle of this part of the story. Welcome, Raiders! Okay, I think that's done. So, what's up, cool people? My name's Matt, aka That Random Christian Gamer. How y'all doing today? Let me get my webcam out of the way of this. So it seems like I'm wrapping up this part of the story of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. So anyway, hello everybody. Actually, tell you what, real quick. Hello. Don't want to act like I'm ignoring y'all. It's one edgy looking outfit. Yeah, well, it's literally supposed to be just like the darkness from the one other character, Ventus, like put into a, you know, bodily form. Stick around, and I gotta continue studying for applied thermodynamics. Alright. Kate the Dragon, hope your studying goes well. Thanks for the follow. So like they do for Hot Topic, I mean, sure, darkness, why not? But yes, hello, Christian Ninja, Samus, all the rest of y'all who are coming in on the raid. Not totally sure how to pronounce that, but might just call you Devo for short. Divaraya? I don't know. Thanks for the follow. Glad to be here, but I gotta take off. Have a good stream. Yeah, I realize most of the time that people are raiding, it's like, okay, I'm wrapping up my own stream because I gotta go, but sending my audience off elsewhere. So, yeah. Totally understand, Christian Ninja. Thanks for the raid. Hope you have a good day. Actually, Merry Christmas and all that kind of stuff, because I will not be doing any more streams or anything like that until next year. I'm going to be going up to visit my family here in a couple of days, and I'll be there through New Year's. Yeah, hi, here's 30 people to suddenly have to entertain. Yeah. Well, I'll do my best. I will be doing more entertaining than a bit earlier on when I was in the midst of Bible study stuff. But it's all good. Alrighty. Now perhaps I will get back to this scene here, which, again, I think is wrapping up this part of the storyline, but, like, there's 3 main characters you play as. This is just the first one that I'm maybe wrapping things up with. So anyway, yeah. And it seems like in the midst of all that, I totally missed that there was an ad break, because I was so wrapped up in the game and the battles and whatnot. Anywho, okay. But again, welcome everybody. Hope you enjoy what I'm about to do here. Or what we're about to see collectively. So this guy's Ventus. He's the one I've been playing as so far. That dude is Vanitas, who was forged from, like, the darkness within him. All because the main villain dude, Xehanort, wanted to make a certain Keyblade weapon to see what it does. I don't know. Like, kind of mad scientist motivations is what it seems. It's like, I must know what these things do. Xehanort's report 10. The highest number we've seen so far is 12. Okay. So there's like special armor stuff of, looks like Ventus and Aqua. And because it's Kingdom Hearts and there's Disney stuff, Mickey comes to the rescue, maybe? Definitely comes to help them. Classic Kingdom Hearts lore here. Yeah, pretty much.
This place. I've been here. So warm. I remember now. This is your heart.
When he says your heart, like, is he talking about a specific person, or is there, I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so, yeah, we're definitely done with that storyline as it's rolling the credits. But I was told to play as Ventus first, so that, like, things that happen with the other characters don't, like, spoil any of his stuff. Also, if you... Hold up. I'm sorry, I'm looking at some of the credits here. Is that really that Patrick Stewart? Anyway, oh man. I mean, look, I know Kingdom Hearts has, like, high quality voice casting, but good grief. Or big name voice casting, I should say. But it seems like every other game I get through, I look at the credits and it's like, oh, wait, this person was involved in that voice? Jeez. And if I'm remembering right, it was recommended to me that after playing through as Ventus, I should play as Terra and then Aqua. But yeah, Sorry, I'm sticking around in case of post-credits scenes or anything like that. By the way, rating folks, y'all caught me on a good day. I mean, not just because it's the last stream I'm doing for the year, but also, like, normally on Tuesday nights, I've been, you know, I've been meeting up with a small group at church. That's not meeting this week, so I'll have a little more flexibility with how long I keep my stream going. Normally I try to do 2 chapters of Bible study and 2, like, episodes of this. 2 recordings of some game. Currently this one. This is only the first recording segment. So I still plan to at least start Terra's part of things today. Varric, hello. How's it going? Long time no see, although it's actually been even less time for you than I think most of the other people in the raid. Clear events to story mode. Report completion 60%. Yeah, I'm not totally surprised that it wasn't all that much. Okay. I'm gonna do that in, don't ask me why, but slot 3. I'll maintain slot 4 as my, like, in-between recording stuff. Be sure to hang on to this clear data. You may find a use for it down the line. May? Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm not trying to go completionist on this. I'm really just focused on getting through the storyline. Okay. No other scenes or anything like that. Oh. Trinity Archives. I wonder if that's just, like, scenes and such. Well. Use this database to revisit the story and keep track of game stats. Stats are not recorded in the Trinity Archives until you beat the game. Gotcha. You've earned the 1 down trophy for finishing one character story. Okay. So this gives me more of, like, the overall completion stats and whatnot. Okay. Anywho. Should I be hitting new game or continue? Not sure. I'll figure that out in a sec. Let me, stop recording for the moment before exploring any of that. But yeah, I'm really just trying to get through the story. I've done a little bit more in between recording sessions to get some other stuff. Like, maybe after I finish this, I'll continue going back and getting more stuff. But I'm not trying to slow down my overall progress through the series. Anyway, okay. Let me go ahead and hit record again so that I can, you know, once I figure out however I'm supposed to keep going through this, then I'll have it there, ready to go. Alright, so we have finished things up as Ven. I would think that if I hit continue on this one, that's how I would end up picking a different character to play as. Or not. Or it's just gonna do this. Okay, then back to the title screen. That's clearly not it. So... I would guess then that I'm supposed to hit new game and just pick one of the other characters. Okay. So, Yes, I'm playing on standard mode. Well, would you like to skip the introduction? Yes. Because I've already played as Ven. I don't need the basics again. I'm really just trying to get to this part. Yeah. Each character visits different places and meets different people. Yeah. Alright. Okay, and it shows here that Ventus is complete. Good. Alright. I was told to play as Terra next. So that's what I'm gonna do. And so we go all the way back to the Mark of Mastery exam and all that kind of stuff. Which we've seen, but I don't want to skip the cutscene in case there's a different perspective on it.
Today you will be examined for the Mark of Mastery. Not one, but two of the Keyblades chosen stand here as candidates. But this is neither a competition nor a battle for supremacy. Not a test of wills, but a test of heart. Both of you may prevail, or neither. But I am sure our guest, Master Xehanort, did not travel all this way to see our youngest prospects in years fall short of the mark. I trust you are ready.
Yes.
Okay.
Then let the examination
This all
begin.
seems familiar so far. And then the guy in the back has mega gamer stance in his chair. You're talking about Xehanort, I guess.
Don't worry about me. You two focus on the exam.
But Ven, you're in danger here. Go wait in your room.
No way. I've been looking forward to this. Seeing you two become masters. I'm not gonna miss it now.
He can take care of himself. He's been out there training just as hard as us.
Yeah.
Stay sharp, Ven.
Okay. I would imagine... Yeah, okay. I'm in control of Terra this time. Terra does feel a bit slower than Ven was.
So long!
Ow.
Take that!
More of them. Well, that missed entirely.
So long!
Wait, can I do shot locks yet? Yes, I can. cool. Alright. Well, that battle's done. If you fill up the command gauge by at least partly using deck commands, you will sometimes change command styles. Right, yeah.
That was unexpected. But one must keep a still heart even in the most trying of circumstances. It was an excellent test, one I chose to let unfold. Which brings us to your next trial. Now, Terra and Aqua, the two of you will face each other in combat. Remember, there are no winners, only truths. For when equal powers
Yeah,
clash,
Jay, as to
their nature
Xehanort
is
being a
revealed.
Grumpster, I mean,
Begin.
like, he is the main bad guy. And he's been, you know, studying and steeping himself in darkness. So... I mean, since we've already gone through as Ven, I figure that's not a spoiler or anything.
We have deliberated and reached a decision. Terra, Aqua, you both performed commendably. However, only Aqua has shown the mark of mastery. Terra, you failed to keep the darkness within you sufficiently in check. But there is always next time. That is all. Aqua, as our newest Keyblade Master, you are entitled to certain knowledge. Please wait here for further instruction.
Hey.
Terra, I'm sorry.
The darkness. Where did it come from?
I wonder.
What do you make of Ventus?
He ain't gonna cut it.
But yeah, like
Somebody's
the
gotta
people who
break
mess
that
around in
resurrect.
darkness, they never seem to be particularly
Not here,
happy.
you won't. I have
Like,
to
at
keep up
best, they're
appearances.
I know that.
dramatic.
He just needs a little incentive to leave home.
I mean, okay, they might be happy when bad things happen.
Sorry.
But
I need some time alone.
even at that, I wouldn't
There's darkness
say the
within
general
me.
disposition is often
So
happy.
what does that matter?
Anyway, I should
I know
stop
I'm strong enough to hold it
talking
back.
because this part's
Yes.
different.
You are indeed strong. The darkness is nothing to fear.
Master Xehanort.
And yet, how frustrating that Ericus refutes its power. Why, you could train with him forever, and still, you'd never be a master in his eyes.
But why? Help me understand, Master Xehanort. What is it that I failed to learn?
You're fine as you are. Darkness cannot be destroyed. It can only be channeled.
Yes. Thank you, Master.
Okay, you bring up Pete as a possible happy villain, but like he's one of those Wreck-It Ralph kind of guys. It's like he's a bad guy, but he's not like a I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know. Why isn't Ven here?
Very well, then. I will
Even
send
in
my
like some of the
pupils
early
to
cartoons, he's
investigate.
not even so much a bad guy.
Yes, I understand. Farewell.
But also, he doesn't like revolve his life around darkness.
That was my dear old friend Yen Sid. As you know, he is master no more, but he still keeps a close eye on the tides of light and darkness. His counsel serves as signposts on the road we wielders of the Keyblade must walk. All the more reason then for concern, For he tells me the princesses of Heart are in danger. Not only from the forces of darkness, as you may assume, but also from a new threat. One that feeds on negativity. Fledgling emotions that have taken monster form. Yen Sid calls them the Unversed. As wielders of the Keyblade, you are tasked with striking down any who would upset the balance of light and darkness. The Unversed are no exception. I tried to pass this news on to Master Xehanort, but my repeated attempts to reach him have failed. I doubt there is any connection, and yet this all troubles me.
Master Xehanort is gone?
So here we are. I need you two to get this situation under control. Eliminate the Unversed, and find Master Xehanort. I have unlocked the lanes between. You may use these forbidden pathways to travel between this world and countless others. The darkness looms closer than usual within these spaces, but your armor will protect you. Lastly, remember that order must be kept. You cannot tell anyone there are other worlds. Now go. And
See,
fulfill
this
your duty.
it sounds almost like it.
Terra.
I don't know. In
Consider
some
this an
ways,
opportunity. A second chance for you to change my
in some ways,
mind.
this sounds almost like this should have been part of the first
You must
playthrough.
know. I care for you like my own
But
son.
I mean,
If I could have my way,
story-wise,
I would
he's
name
only
you
giving
master
them
in a
these
second.
instructions.
but how
Ven's
can I?
otherwise kind of clueless as to
You
what's
are
going
so
on.
Obsessed with power. Terra, you mustn't be afraid of losing. Fear leads to obsession with power, and obsession beckons the darkness. You must never forget.
Thank you, Master. I swear, I will not fail you again.
Tara!
It's okay.
So, heading out like this probably didn't even seem like that big of a deal to Terra. Other than that, you know, he was, you know, I guess there's a little pressure to, like, do things the right way. But nowhere near as serious as it seemed from Ben's perspective. Anyway. Pete in the chat. Yes, feel free to share Bible verses. Always feel free. Where's your D-League with Ventus? Right, D-Link stuff, blah, blah, blah. I know how that works. Hang on a sec. Okay, I have paused recording for a bit. I'm a little surprised that, I thought I had chapter verse stuff integrated into my chat here. So I would have thought 1 Timothy 2:12 would just pull up directly from you mentioning the reference there. Oh, yeah. No. There's definitely a 1 and 2 Timothy, so... Alright, well, let me look it up here real quick. I've got a Bible tab pulled open from the Bible study we did earlier. 1 Timothy 2:12. Okay. I see. You're looking to have some discussion over... probably. So 1 Timothy 2:12 is the one that mentions not letting women teach men and that kind of stuff. Or having authority over them. Do you have a particular question regarding this, or... I mean, I'm good with discussion. I'm just wondering why you're bringing it up there. I assumed that was the verse you were bringing up, because I don't think 2 Timothy... Now, I mean, 2 Timothy 2:12 isn't necessarily worth ignoring either. So, like, you're saying what's there to debate? But, okay, then I guess the question is, what's your point? Because far too many people have used that verse as their, like, sole reasoning for saying women should not have any kind of leadership within the church, point blank, period, ever. And you see, now that last comment of yours there, Pete, is going undeniably too far. Unless you're just joking. But... like, women definitely, even in the Bible, they have rights. They are also part of God's people. And as such, they have all the rights entitled to them. Shoot, even back in Old Testament times, women still had rights under Jewish law. Maybe not as many as men, but they still had rights. And, like, even... orphans and widows are specifically mentioned in the Bible multiple times as people that we're supposed to take care of and help. So, honestly, dude, if you're going to make any more comments like that, then I'm just going to start ignoring you, because that's too far for any Christian standard that anyone might come up with. Even the strictest and most legalistic of Christians think that women still have rights to some effect. So, yeah, nah. Get out of here with that. Simply saying that they should not rule over men is not the same thing as saying that they shouldn't have any rights or anything like that. That's... no. All right, well, you're not saying anything else now, Pete, so I'm going to assume that you've said all that you've come to say, and we'll just carry on. But, yeah, no. Folks, right there is a fine example of twisting the Bible and taking it way beyond or out of line with what it was meant to say. Now, we could debate over women having leadership positions in the church. Somewhat reasonably. But that, no. Undeniably, shut that down. It's anybody who tells you that kind of idea that women shouldn't have rights at all. Again, like, some people joke about those kinds of things. I still don't think even that's a good idea. Because it's hurtful at best. But... yeah, no. Just shut that down. Those are the kind of people that Paul talked about in the New Testament who try and sow division and hate. Anywho. Okay. Yeah, I assumed you meant to say true there, Jay Swan. Is it Swan or Swan? I don't know. It's been a minute, so I've forgotten the pronunciation there. Hey, Chrono, coming in with the follow. Appreciated. Jay Swoan. Okay. Not necessarily with that. I was emphasizing the O part. Okay. Chrono. I was sure I had you followed. You're not the first who has come across my page and is like, man, I thought for sure I had you followed. Okay. Thanks for the lurk. All right. I think we've settled all that, and we can continue on with our regularly scheduled gaming stuff. Right. If I can find the right keyboard shortcut. And unpause recording. Alright, so yeah, D-Link stuff, whatever. Have D-Links with Ven and Aqua. Unlock command board for the land of departure. Ah. So we're going there first. See, with Ven, we went to this world first. At least I'm assuming that's the same world. Enchanted Dominion. And once I'm convinced there are no more cutscenes for a while, then I'll bring my webcam back into the picture. Well, that's a much more dramatic entrance than Ven made. Why is Terra all glowy? Was that just from going through the portal?
Monsters. The ones the Master mentioned. These are the Unversed.
Alright. Defeat all the Unversed. Okay.
Want some?
Yep. And now there's more. Over this way. Just a different kind of one. I realized I just said it a little while ago, and still I'm like already blanking on what they called that particular battle mechanic. Command style, was it? I don't know, anyway. Kablam. Okay. I would say first battle as Terra done, but first normal battle, I guess, more accurately.
No, you don't.
Really, you're just gonna... Okay. For a second, I thought it was gonna force me to leave this area and not get the treasure. Yeah, I realize I'm taking extra time by looking around. Okay. I'm not going to be able to go any further that way. So... that seems to do it. For this area. At least for now. Moving along. Chasing down the Unversed. Balloon sticker. I wonder if Terra gets a totally separate sticker thing from Ven. I would imagine so. Otherwise, it would get either very crowded or, like, majorly... I don't know. Confusing? Or something like that. Or I'd already have most of it done. So Terra starts off here in Sleeping Beauty's world. Of course, the one struggling with darkness would encounter Maleficent.
What's this? Why aren't you asleep, boy? That fool Flora cast a spell to put everyone in this castle into a deep, deep slumber.
Who are you?
Why, I am Maleficent, as all who dwell in this kingdom would know. Now you must reciprocate the introduction. Who are you?
I'm Terra. What do you know about those monsters? The ones who attacked me.
Now why would I give a thought to creatures so base, so inconsequential?
Well, they are base. That's for sure. Anyway, I'm looking for someone. Ever heard of a man named Xehanort?
That name is not familiar to me. Is he an outsider like yourself? Oh, but wait. I do remember someone leaving the castle.
Tell me, what was he doing there?
I couldn't say. I can only be certain he was not from this kingdom. If you're curious, go see the castle for yourself. There, the entrance is past the bridge.
Thanks.
Perhaps he did speak about imprisoning the light. The light could be so many things. Could he have meant Princess Aurora?
Aurora.
But who else would have been here? Yeah. Before I forget, that this is a thing. Spend a really long amount of time not doing it.
So long.
Maybe the next set of enemies I'll encounter, that I end up encountering, I'll use a D-Link. Because I really need to get better at utilizing that kind of stuff. Oh, come on.
Win. Want some?
Hello. Haste. Interesting. Oh, dang, that really is haste, huh? Like, Terra's even just moving and attacking quicker in general now.
Win. Want some?
Alright. Chase One, appreciate you hanging out for a while. Hope you have a good day. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, because I will not be streaming again until after all that. I'm looking around this room, picking up treasures and stuff like that. I cannot currently get that sticker. Ow.
Let's go.
Huh. Interesting. When Terra used that shot lock, it left, like, a little bit of darkness on the enemies there. Or at least the one that survived. Alright, let me try Aqua's D-Link now.
Freeze! Thunder! Want some? Freeze!
Magic Deflector.
Fire!
Does that actually deflect magic attacks, or is that more of a just... It reduces magic damage? I would lean towards the latter.
Gather!
Because the former just seems a little overpowered for the current situation. Or really just in general.
This feels so familiar.
Why would it feel familiar?
Her heart is filled with light. Not the slightest touch of darkness. Just the kind of heart I need.
For what?
Imagine with me the most glorious of futures. 7 of the purest hearts, each overflowing with light. When brought together, they grant the power to rule all worlds.
What do you mean?
Why, that key you hold. The Keyblade, is it called?
Where did you learn that name?
That trinket is the only way to obtain the hearts.
No more games! Where is Master Xehanort?
Impudence will get you nowhere, child. If you wish to learn more, you must retrieve the heart of Aurora.
And why would I ever want to do that?
It's not a matter of why, but of will. In your heart, there is darkness just waiting to be awakened.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Perhaps not yet. But I have power over sleep. And I can awaken what's inside you. Then you will be free to be who you truly are.
Remember, the darkness lurks in every heart. Darkness is our foe. Would that we could be rid of it. You must destroy it. Push the darkness down. Give it no quarter in your heart.
Kind of a twinge of darkness in his eyes. And I assume that's Maleficent's doing.
Here it is. Just what I've waited for. To think that all he spoke of was and will be true.
What? How did I...
What did I do? What did you do?
You speak as if I pulled some invisible strings. No, you couldn't be further from the truth, child. I simply whispered to the darkness you already held inside.
How could I do this? Finn!
Yes, now you want to know where Xehanort went. Well, that I cannot answer. He disappeared into the darkness. But now I know the Keyblade is necessary to gather hearts. Join me. Collect 6 more hearts of pure light. Then we will rule all the worlds together!
I just realized that explains how Aurora
I'm a peacekeeper, not a
got
tyrant.
to be where and how she was literally in the first Kingdom Hearts game.
Peacekeeper, you're off to an exceptionally poor start. Remember this. The darkness in your heart cannot be held back by force or strength. Now, my work here is done, as is yours. Wasn't there someone you needed to chase?
Wait! The Unburst. They're gonna bring down the castle. I have to do something.
Forged a D-Link with Maleficent. Interesting. Is he gonna end up forging a bunch of D-Links with the, like, kind of bad characters in these worlds? So far, it seems like you might be on track for that. Oh, hello. Chest there. Sticker there. Another chest here. Attack recipe. Quick check in with Moogle. Are there any of these that I don't have that I would maybe really want? We got Confused, Poison, and that's probably about it. Let's go ahead and buy a Confuse here for funsies. Maybe not for a little while, but I might eventually work that into my command deck for Terra. Alright, so we're back out to the hallway. Got a little more fighting to do, apparently.
Want some?
So long!
Ow. Yeah. Terra really does feel slower than Ven, though. Which could be a bit of an issue for some battles. Come on. If you're knocking them back further with the first hit than you can reach with the second one. Kaboom. Alright. Well, okay. Let me focus. Well, doggone it. I was gonna say let me focus a little more with my shot lock this time, but never mind. Okay. And... Alright. Taking out the unversed in the audience chamber. Oh, hello. And it's a giant spinning wheel type of thing because of the world that we're in. Alright, you know what? Fine. I'm like, I don't know if I like the look of that attack. I don't think sleep is going to do much to this guy. This enemy. I don't know why I generally kind of just default to using the word guy. As if any of these things have genders. Yeah, I blocked it. Oh. Could I possibly pick up that wheel there? Well, not anymore. Okay, I exhausted the D-Link with Maleficent. Ouch. And I do not have any healing abilities. So I'm gonna have to focus a lot harder on dodging. Oh, jeez. And now I've healed some, for whatever reason. Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah. The lack of healing might be a bit of an issue. Okay, if I don't clear it this time, I'm gonna really need to rethink my command list. Ah, okay. Didn't realize I'd have an opportunity to specifically attack that part of it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, of course. The thing jumps right towards where the wheel lands.
So long.
Maybe I should focus on the rest of it while the wheel is gone. Okay, so maybe now that I'm low on health, in a little bit here, I'll use a D-Link to regain that health. Ooh, got some health orbs there. Okay, maybe that was why I healed a little bit in the first attempt, when I wasn't really sure why. Really? So which part of this thing is actually like the main part that I'm supposed to try to like take out, so to speak?
Fire!
Oh, really? It had to come back around like that, didn't it? Okay. That went way better. Probably because I, had a better idea of how the enemy works.
It's my fault her light was stolen. It was because I was weak. I'm sorry. I'll get your light back. Once I learn to stand up against the darkness. Why would Master Xehanort imprison the light? The purest hearts of light. Do they hold the answer?
Seven pure hearts, each completely void of darkness. Such a search may take some time.
Fairy Stars, Keyblade that provides a balanced boost in strength and magic. Okay, and that's actually all we get for that world. At least for now. Okay, and now it has opened up the next two worlds. Namely the Dwarf Woodlands and the Castle of Dreams. It mentions the Castle of Dreams being a lower combat level. Also, what would happen if I went back to the Land of Departure? I'm just kind of curious about that real quick. Actually, before I do that, let me save in case I get into anything that I'm not expecting. I was thinking going here might just give me the ability to explore around a little bit, collect some stuff like I just inherently had time to do with Ventus. Okay. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything too significant here. With that in mind, I think as far as recording things, that might just about do it for now. I'll look at some of the stickers and commands and different things like that in between recordings and whatnot. Yeah, and then I think next time we'll go to the other castle place that's got the, you know, level 2 battle level. Okay. Recording might be done, but that does not mean that I'm done with the stream. Although I'm pretty sure for the most part I'm just gonna look around here, get all the stuff that I can, and then just probably, well, maybe look a little bit at some commands too, and then leave it at that. Stop, okay. And then we're here in the forecourt. Okay, I don't have a cure in stock. I also don't have enough money to buy a cure. I would really like to buy a cure as soon as possible. Because otherwise, that's gonna be quite the problem. Just inherently not having any significant ability to heal. Okay, that's 100% now. Good. So yeah, Castle of Dreams is what I would end up doing next time. But for now, let me look at commands and such. I can put a 4th command in here. Tell you what. I will... But sliding dash is really helpful for closing in on enemies quickly. I want to keep it kind of balanced. I'll put Blizzard in that spot and Confuse right there, although really I would rather them be switched. Oh! I just realized that, well, A, I can reorder these. But also that I can pick which one it starts on. So, like, I assume whenever I get into a new world and all that kind of stuff, or anything big happens and it reloads the commands. Now that I've done all this, it would start with Blizzard instead of sliding dash. Because it was set like that before, with the one being highlighted. Anyway. Anything I have in here? Doesn't look like it. Doubt I got any other shot locks yet. Finish commands. Okay. Just the regular finish for now. I guess technically I could assign a potion within the command deck. Anything I could meld here? I mean, yes. That would turn into Strike Raid. Does it still get to have scan though? Because I don't want to lose scan. I think I still need to, like, you know, own the... I think I still need to own the command in some capacity in order to keep the passive ability, but maybe I'm wrong about that. D-Links, yeah. Thunder Chaser. Didn't actually get to see what that one was all about. Reports. Okay, story stuff. Whatever, I'm literally just trying to, like, clear this stuff out. The Wheelmaster. Okay. So that's the name of that enemy. You know, like the boss one that I just fought. Didn't even think to look at that. Alright, so far I've gotten all the treasures that I can as Terra. Interesting. I'm like, now what makes sense for where these would be tied off? Maybe like... I don't know. Literally just making stuff up. Really, it seems like anywhere I put these is kind of awkward and in the way of something else. But I don't think it really matters much where you place them. Oh, I missed this. Oh, right. I couldn't get that sticker in the Enchanted Dominion because it was up too high to jump and actually be able to get it. I could check out the command board here, but like, I'd honestly rather not at the moment. Item command limitations. Unlike other commands, you can only carry a finite number of item commands into each battle. This number is shown in your deck. If you run out of an item, you can still keep it installed in your deck, but you won't be able to use it. Yeah. That makes sense, because you only have so many in your inventory. Commands will level up and increase in power. Yeah. That much I already know. Oh, it's just going through all the help stuff now, isn't it? Wonder why it felt the need to point out the item commands, specifically when I'm playing as Terra. Alright. Let me save this one more time. And then I think that's probably gonna do it for today's stream. Because, you know, today and tomorrow I'm gonna need to spend some time prepping things and packing and maybe also editing stuff before I go so that I don't have all of this to do when I get back. So anyway, alright, well, I appreciate y'all hopping in, stopping by, however long you've been in the stream. I'm gonna figure out somebody to raid on Twitch here while I do my little bit of wrapping up. But yeah. So this, as I said before, is going to be my last live stream of the year. Because the next couple of weeks I'll be away visiting family. Gonna be, it's the first time in a while I'll actually be able to be there like on Christmas and New Year's and the like. So, looking forward to it. But yeah, I will still have YouTube videos and stuff releasing regularly. Even while I'm gone. All I gotta do is hit publish on those. It does mean once I get back, my backlog won't be quite as large. But no matter. This is why I plan for things like this. It's why I work ahead a little bit. Anywho. Okay. That is gonna do it from me for today. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you all enjoy the holidays. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Whatever y'all might happen to celebrate. Because I don't want to assume I only have Christians in here. Anyway. So yeah. Whatever ends up happening. Until the next time I see y'all. Stay cool, everybody.